I watched an absolutely infuriating video this week about the amateur radio response to the nationwide power outage in Spain. There was a YouTube creator that posted a video trying to get some assistance via amateur radio, and they felt like they were let down. And so I want to have a discussion with you about how I think this was a radio hit piece. It was a video made to make amateur radio seem ineffective. I don't know why the creator wanted to do this. I assume it's because they are deeply ignorant about what radio is capable of. But at the same time, there is a person on the other end of the QSO that this individual works that I think the creator owes an apology to. And I don't know how they're going to do it. That's not my problem. But before we get started with this, I just want to say the link is in the video description. Go check out the video, but do not contact the creator. Do not harass the creator. Do not do anything to the creator because I don't want to have anything involved with that. But I think they're totally at fault. I think they're at fault. I think they are creating sensationalist situations to paint an entire hobby and service in a bad light. For what reason? I don't know. Clout on the internet? Maybe. Who cares? I don't know. Not the point. But yes, I'm heated about this, and so let's go ahead and get started. And a break in the video. Yes, I'm very heated, but my car is auto-driving, so don't at me in the comments. Thank you very much.
People were using over 1 kilowatt just to do some chattering. Some kept chasing contacts, as if this wasn't the kind of emergency we've been trained for.
The video kicks off with the creator talking about a national power outage in Spain and admits himself that they don't have answers. There are headlines of newspapers that are splashed against the screen where they don't know what caused the power outage. So let me ask you, dear viewer, if you were faced with a nationwide power outage and you only had your radios to communicate, would you A, pull out an AM/FM broadcast receiver and see if you could hear some emergency broadcasts from the country or information from the country? B, pick up your VHF/UHF handheld and try to contact a repeater, maybe on battery or generator backup, or go to a high vantage point and try simplex? Or would you C, immediately get on 20 meters, start hunting for DX, find a Belgian station running an event, a national event for Belgian amateur radio operators, and begin to accost them for information about what's happening in your country, your localized emergency? Or D, would you get on maybe 40 or 80 meters and see if you can get a little NVIS, some close propagation, to find some other hams in Spain or maybe closer countries to find information? I don't know, but if you picked C, well, then you got the video for you on your hands. Go take a look. It's linked in the video description. In this video, after admitting that he himself and his country basically doesn't know the cause, at least at the time he made this, I don't know about now.
Everything went dark. No power, no signal, no answers. Here in Spain, we had no idea what was happening. Was it just our town? Was it all Europe?
Of the power outage, he hopped onto 20 meters, which is again in Europe, kind of a DX band, found a Belgian running a special event station, and then began to ask them questions about what was happening in Spain. After the individual on the other end said, "I really don't know, I apologize."
In Belgium. QSO?
Negative. I want you to report the cause of the problem in Spain. We don't have electricity. It's a complete blackout. We are in an emergency situation. Over.
Yes, but on this frequency? Is it on this frequency? That station of Spain, please give me information, please.
There is no electricity in Spain. I am just kindly asking you if you do have any kind of information about this problem, about the cause, if they are the Russians or hackers, I don't know. This is why I'm asking. I don't have internet. Anybody does have internet in Spain.
Okay, no problem. This is for the 100 years of the IARU in Belgium, QSL.
QSL, thank you very much. I'm happy about it.
Okay, thank you. There's no problem. If you gotta, I did not ask, I did not understand the question. Thank you, bye-bye. CQ, this is Oscar Papa 100 India calling, CQ.
The creator of this video came back and said, I am recording this video, and basically implying that he needs to do better and he should be helping him out because he's having an emergency.
Okay, so this is Echo Alpha 3 India Alpha Victor. I am publicly saying, I am recording this, that I am asking you for a kind answer to an emergency situation in my country, in Spain, also in Portugal, and you are not attending this situation as a radio amateur. So I am recording this, okay? I am happy for your contest, but this is nothing to do with radio amateur. I am kindly asking you for information in a situation where we are in an emergency, and you are only wondering, and you are only caring about your silly contest.
It's no contest, my friend. Echo Alpha 3 India Victor Mike, but I don't watch television. I don't watch television. I am blind. For sure, for the first, I am blind, nearly blind. I did not know you had in Spain an emergency, and I am already here for hours doing the special event. So I did not know it. Excuse me for the malpractice there, but I didn't know it.
All right, Roger, that's fine. I just wanting to you to say me anything about it, as there is a radio, maybe internet, somebody here also listening. I've heard a guy from Greece. I am wondering if it's the same in Greece. That's the thing, okay? So, well, thank you very much in any case. Roger.
Sorry, my friend, I work this special event station from my home, but I don't watch television, sorry. And this is a special event station for the EIRU, 100 years in Belgium. And maybe tonight my wife will help me to see it in Spain, but I did not know it, sorry.
The other end of this QSO, the Belgian operator that was running the special event station, is a blind elderly operator. He said in his reply that he's going to go have to ask his wife to help him out to find information about Spain. I don't know what's going on in Spain. That's not my place. There's no politics here in this one from my point of view. We don't need to talk about that. But what we do need to talk about is the creator could have easily exhausted or included any of his first line of communications available to him. If the country doesn't know what's going on, why would a Belgian amateur radio operator running an event station know the problem? Further, if your entire country is in blackout, but there are not actual emergencies going on at that moment, then what is there to say? And how is, again, a Belgian amateur radio operator supposed to be able to help you? Now, maybe somebody in the comments is saying, well, they could have helped offer peace of mind. Sure, absolutely. And what would that have looked like? It would have looked like Google or some kind of search engine being queried for what is going on in España. But the reality is that wouldn't have yielded any results either. Because the country itself, at the time of recording, at least, moments before I made this, they hadn't really come out and said clearly what caused the power outage. So the individual that was asking for help, if they had things they needed or was asking for some aid to be collected and brought to Spain, that's a big ask. That's a tall order, particularly for a ham in Belgium, particularly a blind ham in Belgium. And that's not to say they couldn't do it, but it is to say that that's probably not the first place to start looking for assistance, at least from my point of view, at least for how I understand amateur radio should be used in an emergency type situation. Now, something in the beginning of the video, the creator said,
people were using over 1 kilowatt just to do some chattering. Some kept chasing contacts, as if this wasn't the kind of emergency we've been trained for.
Alludes to the fact that amateur radio operators are trained in emergency communication and that they didn't assist him. Now, I don't know what it's like in Spain or Belgium, for that matter, to get your license, but here in the States, emergency communication is mentioned as part of the service or an ability of the service, but there's no training. There's not some kind of class we're required to go to or some kind of class that's offered by the FCC. You can go to the ARRL, you can elect to take classes in emergency communication, and those those things do exist, but do I assume all hams have them? Absolutely not. In fact, I think it's a fairly small minority of people that focus exclusively on emergency communication. And then putting my head around that, I also believe that those are probably not the same people that are working a Belgian event station for DX on 20 meters. They're likely in other places. So I got to push this back on the creator in all cases. They did not elect to use the proper forms of communication, at least in a PACE plan, primary, alternate, contingent, and emergency, to figure out what was going on in their localized community. And yeah, Spain's a big place, but still a local emergency. They should have utilized their broadcast spaces, communicated on local VHF, UHF, and then utilized HF for whatever they needed to do. Now, if that's the only radio they had, I get it, but then they also don't understand that 20 meters is going to take them further and further away from Spain due to propagation than something like 40 or 80 meters would have done. That would have been way better for seeking the kind of assistance they were looking for. Now, because I too am not very skilled in the area of emergency communications, I reached out to somebody who is involved with emergency communications, and they told me the following. If they woke up and there was a power outage, they would immediately check their VHF, UHF radio about a 10-mile range based off of where their location is and determine what was going on. If it was a huge widespread thing, then the first things they would do is try to increase their communications by connecting better antennas or going to radios that had better antennas. They would also start monitoring public service frequencies, the public first responders, city works, fire department, police department, you get the idea. Start scanning. Does that require different radios? Probably, likely, I don't know. It depends on where you live. If it was a widespread case, in this case, all of Spain, pretty wide, they may start to create an EOC situation or start to talk to individuals that are part of their emergency group and determining where they might meet for collecting aid information for who needed assistance. They'd also start monitoring fuel levels like batteries, actual fuel for generators, and start checking what they had on hand and maybe bringing it together in one place, or at least monitor it and check it that they were ready to go. And yes, that extends to fuel levels in cars as well. Now, this individual has a protocol that they and their partner follow for when there is situations like when the power goes out, and they would immediately start following that. To the creator of this video, you pissed me off big time, but I think there's some advice here that you should follow. This is a space that you may need to think about looking into, and you need to personally plan before you go out and start accosting other hams that they're not providing you with the information you're looking for. Because again, what are they going to do? If your country doesn't know what the problem is or is not admitting what the problem is, what is Belgium going to do? What is one ham in Belgium going to do? Pick up a phone and go, hey, Spain, I got a friend and I got a ham buddy in Spain that wants to know what's up. Oh, sorry. We're Spain. Sorry about that. We'll tell you what's going on, but we haven't told anybody else this yet. Don't tell the press or anything. They've been really bugging us about this, but you tell your buddy, this is what we're doing. So for everybody else, here's another education opportunity. Where should you go if you have a problem with a power outage or an emergency? 146.520 megahertz. Turn it on. Start listening. Start asking who's out there. Collect names of people that are out there. Probably, maybe contact information, maybe addresses, because you may need to meet up somewhere, or you may need to go to them, or they may need to come to you. All of that stuff is a good idea if you're talking about a local emergency or statewide emergency, right? I hope so. Broadcast stations, at least in the United States, there's an emergency broadcast system. I gotta believe Spain's got one too. You gotta want to monitor those frequencies and be ready to listen to it and respond as needed. At least record the information, like write it down, and then do accordingly. So I had to go back again because I want to hit on that last part of the video where the creator said, I'm sorry, I'm jumping in here to publicly state that I'm recording this and that the operator in Belgium is not behaving as though an amateur should.
Okay, so this is Echo Alpha 3, India Alpha Victor. I am publicly saying, I am recording this, that I am asking you for a kind answer to an emergency situation in my country, in Spain, also in Portugal, and you are not attending this situation as a radio amateur. So I am recording this, okay? I am happy for your contest, but this is nothing to do with radio amateur. I am kindly asking you for information in a situation where we are in an emergency, and you are only wondering, and you are only caring about your silly contest.
That is insulting. You are not the police of amateur radio. There is really no police of amateur radio. And the fact that you're even saying that to another individual is sad. Amateur radio is a big ocean of fish, and no one is obligated to do all the things in amateur radio. People don't have interest in emergency communications. Maybe that Belgian ham did have interest in emergency communications, and they knew a lot more than you did. And they knew that there isn't much they can do to help you out in that particular moment. There is no information, or was at the time, about what happened in Spain. And that you go in and say you're basically threatening them, that you're recording the QSO. Well, you did because you posted it on YouTube to try to get views, I guess. You're just being a lid. You are not any kind of authority in the space of emergency communications, and what you expected or thought should have happened, you immediately followed. When you didn't get what you want, you immediately followed that up with threats, anger. I don't know what it is, and a lot of times I thought this was an American trait, but I guess it happens in Spain as well. That when people don't get what they want, and a lot of it is due to lack of understanding, naivete about what's going on around them, they get angry and they respond like an animal. And this is like that. You don't understand what emergency communication is, and so your first thing is to get angry at an individual who's not giving you what you think you should be given. That, frankly, is just not how the world works. It's not how amateur radio works, and I think that you really need to go reinvestigate what emergency communication is. And you need to, again, apologize to that station. I don't know how you're going to do it, but throwing them out on the internet for them to be, I don't know, accosted. Maybe people have already tried to contact them, insulted by, what you did. Do better, man. You got to do a lot better than that. And as an amateur radio operator, there should be a certain level of respect that goes to any other radio amateur in the world, let alone your local country. And man, you failed at that. You failed at that big time, and you should. I'm going to reiterate this. Apologize to that amateur radio operator that you went after. Insulting, man. Absolutely insulting. And if anybody else does this on the bands, get over yourself. You're not that great. You're not that you're not that ham.
You're not that guy. Okay.
Everybody calm way, way down. If you're not treating this as a communal watering hole where people can communicate and doing it humbly and respectfully, then shut your radio off from my point of view, because you're not helping. If anything, you're making it all worse. All right, I've ran out of anger and I've ran out of freeway, so I will leave you at that. The link is in the video description. Reminder, don't go accost the creator. I asked what I thought was a very simple question on their comments, and they told me I don't understand what was going on. But it sounds like neither does Spain. So, leave it at that. They don't deserve to be attacked. They don't need to be insulted. I've kind of already done that here. Leave it on my video. Let's see what they do. Maybe they will actually reach out to the Belgian station and apologize. I hope they make a video about it. I hope they're the better man in the situation, admit where they're ignorant about what emergency communication is, and rectify that. If you'd like to also rectify your knowledge in emergency communication, I'll drop a couple of video links to my videos. Again, I'm not an expert, but I've talked to those who are well more versed than I am. I'll also drop links to the ARRL training classes for emergency communication. For those in the States, there is ARES and RACES. Those are emergency communication groups that you can go check out. I don't know what Spain has. I don't know what Belgium has. I don't know what most of the international community has when it comes to these groups, but I'm sure they do exist, and I'm pretty sure you could probably take a lot of the training that is offered in the States, because it's just web-based training, and it can help you. Don't know. Reach out to a number of people in your community. Again, if you're in Spain, find a local ham club, find out what they do in an emergency, and do like they do. If you feel like you're underprepared, do something about it. You have time now before you actually need it. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I do videos like this seldom, but when I do, oh buddy, I'm pretty passionate about it. I'm KI6NAZ. Thanks for watching. 73.